All right, we are in a new episode with a Padron Family Reserve 1964.
Big boy.
With it, the Ironroot Harbinger.
Thanks for tuning into Cigars, Liquor, and More as we join our buddies Bill
Howdy.
and our other brother Daryl,
Smoke up, Johnny.
chilling through 2022. Broadcasting from our studio speakeasy as they talk about cigars, liquor, and anything else that comes to mind.
All right, well, this Padron Family Reserve 1964 is a Father's Day gift.
Oh, nice.
It is a 5x60 with a Nicaraguan Habano wrapper, Nicaraguan binder and filler, MSRP $32. Side note, it was Cigar Aficionado's number 4 cigar of the year in 2018 with a 95 rating.
Good stuff to come.
With it, the Ironroot Harbinger. Bear in mind, it was the 2020 Bourbon of the Year, the first time a non-Kentucky bourbon took Bourbon of the Year. Bottled at 115 proof, MSRP is $42. So $42 for a Bourbon of the Year is a steal.
And a Texas liquor.
And it even says it on the label. It's plastered all over the place. Certified Texas whiskey.
It is. It's part of the Texas Whiskey Trail.
Now, according to
Check it out.
Ironroot, on the nose, we should be detecting maple syrup, orange marmalade, and red fruits. The taste should be red fruits, baking spices on a bed of dark sugars with a medium, rich finish that gets you back in the glass.
Back in the glass.
They didn't have a finish listed. The grains are purple corn, bloody butcher corn, flint corn, non-GMO yellow dent, and rye. So they really go on about how they get a lot of local corns. It's all everything's Texas. Everything. These are all locally grown Texas corns. So, and rye. And now the cold draw on the Padron is really mild. There's not a lot of distinct strong flavors coming out. So it is what it is.
Get this puppy going. Get it going, man. Get it going.
I'm trying to think about the cold draw a little bit more.
So the thing I have about just an explosion of flavor in your mouth, and sometimes it's a bit, well, most of the time it could be a bit much.
Yeah.
The Ironroot Harbinger is one of those, explosive flavors in your mouth. It's got just really strong, bold, really good flavors. I do not mind this type of
explosion?
cacophony of flavors.
Cacophony.
Cacophony.
You look that up.
This one, the very first time we had this, I really liked this. And I still do. And
I should buy like a case of this. There's no better deal.
no, I'm telling you.
$42? Actually, I should probably pick up a case of several of my favorite between Ironroot, Balcones, and Lone Elm. We should pick up a case of all of them. Honestly, there's just no losing with these.
Well, and the amount that we share with folks.
It's got a great nose.
Yeah, we should.
No, I do love, and again, the fruitiness. I love the fruitiness in this. And it makes sense, though, because I got a little bit of a Better Know Your Distiller on this one as well.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, it shouldn't be a surprise because they take their inspiration from cognacs.
All right.
And that's really upfront. They're very upfront about that, which you will learn. It's literally written on the bottle. It's in there about us. They really go on about it.
Somebody liked cognac.
So that's a great nose.
Oh, yeah. It's just there's
oh man,
there's a lot going on, but it goes on really well together.
Yeah,
it's
it
not.
does. Oh.
Yeah, it doesn't.
That's why I picked this
anything.
for this cigar. $32 Family Reserve special Father's Day cigar. I'm like, I gotta have something special with this. I was gonna be Lone Elm, Balcones, or this.
Thank you for sharing your Father's Day bonus with me. I appreciate it.
It would be wrong not to. Wow, this is a really easy draw. Am I crazy, or is this a really light draw?
It is a very easy draw.
Okay, so they're both the same.
Yes, they are.
Okay.
See, I don't think you have to. I appreciate that you're sharing your Father's Day gift with me. You don't have to. It's your Father's Day gift.
I have to. I really do have to. How could I not, having been gifted 2 cigars, have them on a show with my co-host I've known 20 plus years? Impossible.
And we get to share it with the listeners. And if you're watching on YouTube, the video.
Mm-hmm. Well, now, go.
Go.
There you go. You're confusing our cameraman, camera woman.
Oh.
Sorry. Camera person of interest.
Nice. Way to bring back a previous episode.
Man, this. So I know that Ironroot is probably not available anywhere. They're about an hour from Dallas.
You mean
in Denison.
everywhere? Not anywhere. You mean everywhere?
Did I not say everywhere?
You said anywhere.
Oh, Reds. Sorry. I know it's not available everywhere, but if you can find it, it would be a mistake not to pick it up.
Mm-hmm.
So this is the Harbinger. When in previous episodes, we've also had the Promethean, and I've not had a bad Ironroot.
No, but I do prefer the Harbinger over the Promethean.
I do as well.
I mean, there has to be a winner, right?
Yes.
Even in a line you like, there has to be a winner.
Always. Always. So I agree with him. This is really fruity all around. The nose, the palate, the baking spices. Again, they just went with baking spices because I don't know if they could name them all. It's rich. It's rich. And when you look at it, so actually the bottle is age stated. On the back of the bottle, it says this is 22A edition, 32 months aged. So that's what's also amazing.
And show the camera how dark that is.
Oh, yeah. I was going to mention that. So this is pretty dark. Not just because we're on a red background.
It is, and in the glass.
It's nicely red. It's even more red than the Russell's Reserve was last week. Red and dark. You can get that in 32 months in Texas. Wow. This is, I don't know if.
I mean, that's probably 18 years in Kentucky.
And the flavors. Oh my God.
They pop and they all
32
mesh well together.
months.
It's fabulous. It's just fabulous.
It's probably been a year since I made that statement that I'm like, Texas is eventually going to overtake Kentucky.
I think they will.
Because you can age things so much faster here. Your costs are going to be lower. And when you get really high volume production, you're going to have a 32-month that's going to trounce a 4 to 8 year Kentucky.
And climate is the deal. That's what makes it. It is the climate. Yeah. You take a Scotch. A Scotch has to age for so long because of its climate. Kentucky doesn't have to age as long as Scotch. Yeah. Texas doesn't have to age as long as Kentucky. You're not going to get a 4-year Scotch.
You're not going to get an 8-year Scotch.
You get a 4-year Scotch, you basically have White Dog.
Yeah. And plus Scotches usually use used barrels. So there's just a lot less coming into the but this is a prime example. 32 months. It's freaking brilliant.
Oh, it's great.
Brilliant. Just brilliant. We're almost getting to the point where we can talk about the cigar. Well, we can start with the basics. Really a smokehouse. This thing cranks out the smoke, and it's a really light draw.
It's a very light draw, and I've been, one of the concerns about a light draw, as I said before, is that you worry about it going out. So if you set it down, you walk off, you go, refresh your drink, or you go to the restroom, or you're talking with somebody. What's it going to do?
Well, we'll see.
We will find out here, mostly due to talking.
Yes. Yeah.
We will find out here, but we'll see. And we're gonna do an old fashioned with the Harbinger.
Yeah.
So that time period, it's going to be sitting. So we'll see what happens with that. See if it has to be relit. Now it is a nice dark wrapper and a nice white ash. That's looking good.
It is. It is. Now I did notice that when you don't drag on it. Now, it does smoke quite a bit immediately after your drag. If you let it sit for a second, that smoke
kind of
tames down really quick.
Trails off a bit, yeah.
And that gives me the feeling it may not go out on you.
But it's still...
Because it's simmering instead of
yes.
trying to... Anyway, just my thought. Oh. I'm gonna have a problem setting this liquor down.
As easy, as super nice as this draw is, that retrohale is harsh.
So
be easy on that retrohale.
It is a pretty peppery retrohale.
Yep.
And it'll leave a sting. I did notice that. I hadn't mentioned it yet.
And I don't really pick up a lot of pepper on the draw.
No, I don't either.
So some earth, some wood, maybe a little bit of toast, but all of it's really, really kind of light.
It is.
Until
you get that retrohale.
Yeah, until you get the retrohale. Be careful on that.
Then the Nicaraguan really comes out.
Do it nice and easy.
I like that it's a Habano wrapper, though. I love Habanos.
Mm-hmm. Well, you have to invest some time to do the Habano.
Do it right.
So, yeah, to do it right. So, and just, how smooth and just...
It's very nice.
Yeah, elegant finish. The wrapper has.
Well, again, Padron really wanted to, from day one.
Yeah, they want to be a top end.
We want to be quality.
Yes, all the way.
Everywhere. All the way down to our 3,000 line.
Yep.
Or no, there's a 2,000 line too, right?
Yeah, I think so.
I think I've only had it once though.
But
I usually have the 3s or the 7s.
The 3,000s, 4,000s are everywhere. This was a good pick. You got a good Papa's Day gift right here.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. We're into it. I think we can start. So you mentioned you got a little earth,
Yeah, just a little. Everything's just a little. What's surprising to me is that I don't get a whole lot of spice off of it. I'm wondering if I stop on the Harbinger for a bit and I just smoke the cigar, will I get more spice out of it? Because there may be a little bit of a hint, and that may be what I'm calling toast right now. But if I let it go, that may turn into a spice, right? It may be right on the very edge of a spice.
Yeah, I'm gonna probably set that Harbinger down just long enough to rinse it out and see what spices I'm missing right now.
So the Padron it's a big gauge. It's a big boy. It's not long.
It is. It's a 60.
But it's a big gauge. So make sure you have a cutter that'll do it.
You know what though? Your standard V cut did it. That Calibri did it.
Yeah, and
no problem.
Well, the Calibri's meant to go up to a 60 gauge.
It's a good deep cut. So no issue.
I like it. I really like this lighter. I really do.
Cutter.
Yes. That's what this is. I was wondering why a flame didn't come out of that. The red top didn't give it away. No. I'm going to set the tasting notes off to the side for a moment.
So let me do the Better Know Distiller section. I'll do the first paragraph.
Let's do it.
So they've only been around since 2011. So they're only 11 years old. The Lacarche brothers started this. Robert finished a law degree. Jonathan got a biomedical engineering degree. And they decided to start a distillery because that's what you do with those 2 degrees. So over the next few years, they traveled around, interned under some of the industry greats. They don't list. And then they put down their roots in Denison, Texas. They probably realized things aged faster here, and they wanted to turn out something quickly.
There you go.
So the name Ironroot is a tribute to the viticulturist from Denison, a native T.V. Munson. The hardy iron roots of a particular grape helped save the French wine industry, apparently. So Munson's efforts resulted in a Denison cognac sister city sort of thing happening. The brothers found that inspiration and adapted French distilling techniques to tame the intense climate of Texas and create some traditional flavor profiles. So I thought that was interesting. The distillery opened in 2014, and when the brothers realized that they needed somebody to help them in the business, they recruited their mom. That's why wouldn't you? So Marcia joined them, and now the Karish family mashes, ferments, distills, and does everything right there in Denison. They are shooting for making quality heirloom, non-GMO type products, and there you go. And everything's authentic Texas, so they're Texas whiskey authenticated. Boom, bada boom.
And when you see pictures on Instagram from Ironroot, their mom is in it in the pictures quite a bit. She's out there. She's doing stuff. She's participating.
Yeah.
She's working it.
Yeah.
She's doing it.
Yeah, I like them a lot. I know that one of our favorite blenders, Nancy Fraley, has gone to Ironroot, and nothing has ever been said about what blends she makes, but I bet she had a hand in this. It's just a bet. It's just a bet.
I think that's a pretty good guess.
I think she had a hand in it.
Uh-huh.
But they made it, whether she blended it or not. So you got to give them credit. They're nailing it because she certainly doesn't blend everything they make, but everything they make is good.
Mm-hmm.
So,
and
nice.
it is among the top in Texas whiskeys, and it's among the top in U.S. whiskeys.
Well, it made
So
2020 Bourbon of the Year.
Yeah.
First time. So normally they do a Kentucky,
And
Bourbon of
the
the
guy
Year,
who
and
wrote-
then rest of the world.
And the guy who writes the Whiskey Bible talked about it because of just how good it was.
You did?
And that was one of his favorites. So how can you go wrong?
You can't discount it.
Nope.
So definitely, if you find Ironroot locally, if you're not in Texas, but again, most of our listeners are, you should pick up a bottle for sure. It may be small, and you may not have heard of it, but you would not go wrong getting a bottle of this.
Especially if you love a lot of flavor. If you love a lot of flavor in your liquor, this is a fabulous one.
I think this would be a great drink for Scotch lovers because it is an explosion of flavor.
Actually, yes, I would agree with that. I would wholeheartedly agree with that.
Oh, and it's amazing they can do this in 32 months. So amazing. 32 months. Talk about turnaround.
Texas, baby, Texas. Yeah.
So nice. All right, so I've been clear of the whiskey for a while.
Yeah, I kept
Lot of
going back
water.
to it on a mistake.
Lot of water. I don't feel like I have that vanilla flavor in there anymore. Some of those spices are gone, which I really like.
See, I didn't really get spices. For me, it was more kind of a toasty flavor that was right on the edge that maybe could be a spice, but I just considered it more of a toast. And I tried calming down on sipping to kind of, to stop washing that away, and I failed miserably. But I never really got much in the way of spices from it. Now, on the retrohale, all pepper. All pepper.
So I would say, if I'm going to round this up into one quick statement, I'd say they're trying to emulate a Cuban flavor here. So it's a solid medium.
Yep.
It's got a lot of those flavors you might recognize in the Partagas 4D, D4, 4D. What I don't remember. Partagas number 4. It reminds me a lot of that. It's got a little toast. There's a little toast in the background. Otherwise, it's that solidly medium, little bit of earth, little bit of wood, but it's a little bit of everything. It's a bunch of stuff. And so but it's really nice. It's really smooth.
It's nice.
It's really
light,
medium.
Smooth. Yeah.
It's real medium.
Yes.
Now, the retrohale is distinctly not Cuban. It is pretty strong retrohale. But the rest of it,
and the
draw,
retrohale is not mild.
Yeah, the draw really reminds me of that.
Mm-hmm. No, I can see where you're getting that from. I fully agree with it. It's just, it's funny how vastly different the retrohale versus the draw is.
It is. It's a little surprising. Yeah.
I wasn't expecting that much of a pepper bomb in the retrohale from this draw.
No, I wasn't at all either. But it's not one that's going to choke you. But it's like, whoa, woo, go light on that.
Go light, go easy. But it's really nice. It's a really nice stick.
I'll tell you what I like. I like taking the Harbinger just before a draw, and let that vanilla ruminate, and then you pull in the cigar. It's just like an extra little nicety. It's a real nice nicety. Real good. It accentuates the toast a little bit too. I like that. Do a drink draw?
I have.
Okay.
And I do prefer it that way as well. But I was trying to think about the draw then drink, and I don't think a whole lot. I think they keep their individualism if you do it that way. But I definitely like the drink first.
Yeah, I do too. I think the drink draw accentuates the cigar. I think the draw drink doesn't do anything different. It's neutral.
Since this is a high pocketbook item,
mm-hmm.
I'd rather accentuate the cigar.
Mm-hmm. When one cigar is 2/3 of a bottle of liquor,
mm-hmm.
I want to accentuate the cigar. I don't think the cigar accentuates the liquor, but
it doesn't detriment the liquor either.
No, I don't think it does.
And I don't think the liquor detriments the cigar. I think when you take the liquor in first, they both help. They help each other that way.
All right. Well, let's hit up Marcia from the website. It says originally from, and I'm not exactly sure how to pronounce it, Butte, Montana. Marcia met her husband John in college at Montana Tech.
Butte.
John's career took them all over the U.S. Because he was a speech pathologist, a volunteer EMS, and a PPCD teacher. After working for she was a speech pathologist, a volunteer EMS, and a PPCD teacher. After working for the Amarillo School District, she retired. After a few years, she decided to join her sons in the distillery because they needed help. And, well, she needed to do something, I imagine. So she oversees the ops. She oversees ops. So that's nice. We'll cover, I guess, Jonathan and Robert after the break.
I like it. She can sell ice to an Eskimo.
Having a good salesperson on your crew is always nice.
Oh, yeah. Well, let's take a little break. Come back with an old fashioned.
And our prize winner.
Enjoy the any time of the day cigar. Drunk Chicken cigars are nub-alicious. So good you'll smoke it to a nub. You can get 10% off your order at drunkchickencigars.com by using the promo code CLM2020.
All right, we're back. Well, you know
and the
what
cigar
you need to
didn't
do
go
next.
out. It stayed lit.
Yep.
That is most
Oh
fabulous.
yeah, it's barely emitting.
Yeah, just super, super nice. Yeah, so this is the part of the show where we say like us, thumbs up us, follow us, subscribe to us, whatever it is. Do that. At the beginning of the week, we like to announce a winner for our giveaway. And that winner today is Thick Smoke Ryan. Congratulations, Thick Smoke Ryan. Give us a call or text or chat or, I don't know, get in touch with us so we can send you 2 Drunk Chicken Cigars, CLM swag, and other stuff in the mail. For the rest of you, go to cigarsliquormore.com and sign up to be a part of this giveaway. And you too may be able to get something in the mail.
Well, at 115, this is really a good whiskey to stick in an old-fashioned because, we like to have a little extra proof for the dilution factor. And here we go. Very interesting. That's different. Not sure what to make of it yet.
The Ironroot does come out.
Oh, yeah, it does.
It tames some of the bitter in the old fashioned.
Yeah, it does. It tames the sour as well.
Mm-hmm. Or the sour, maybe that's what I meant.
Ooh, wow. You know what?
I like it.
I'm really warming up to this. I was really hoping not to because I want to just drink it straight.
I like it. This makes good. I'm writing it down. This makes good old fashioned.
Mm-hmm. This should be in our bracket play. It's really difficult to describe, though. I'm
not getting orange out of it. We do,
even though it has rye, I'm not getting a lot of cinnamon either.
Yeah, not a lot of cinnamon on the ones that we tend to really like. We tend to get some orange. We tend to get some cinnamon. Not really getting that out of this, but it's really good.
Okay, this is interesting too. So normally our old fashions tend to clash with the cigar. It's not. It's not clashing with the cigar.
No, it's not.
No, it's wow. I like it when that happens.
Oh, it's a good surprise
because
when
it
does.
Because we love old fashions. It's at least mine. I don't know if it's yours, but it's at least my favorite mixed drink, and it generally clashes with cigars. But this one's not. This one's really good.
Really balanced.
Yeah, it is.
Maybe the right word is balanced. It is. It balances out the sweet, the sour, and brings it all together. Wow, this is going to be a very good old fashioned for competition play. Yeah, and it's not cinnamon like most ryes do, but the rye must be a very low content.
Well, it has to be because I like this when I didn't particularly care for ryes.
Wow, that went down real easy. To top it off, it didn't
smooth.
Disappear. It didn't disappear, and it still drank like candy.
That's one of the things we like about putting a higher proof liquor in an old fashioned, is that the drink doesn't, or the liquor doesn't get washed out.
Yeah.
Now it does happen.
Yeah.
Even with higher proof ones,
We've had a couple.
happen, but it doesn't happen with this. It tames some of the stuff that's mixed into the old fashioned. I think it's fabulous. Brilliant.
I do too. That is really good. Really good.
Mm-hmm.
Nice. Oh, another upside surprise.
Why haven't we done this before?
I don't know. It's a great question.
But we have now. There's no going back.
I'll make a run to the liquor store and pick up a case.
Well, and we share. We're not
at $42. It's impossible.
We don't hold.
To decide this isn't the way to go.
We don't hold back. If we like something, we'll share it. Much like you did a Father's Day gift.
Yeah. Wow. Very nice. Very nice. All around. Up, up, up. Everything's up. I'm liking it. I really appreciate it didn't clash with the cigar.
Mm-hmm.
Especially when you've got such a expensive cigar.
Mm-hmm.
Well, midway point, I'll say, Padrones are known for not transitioning. It is absolutely not transitioned.
Not at all.
And it is, it's been a perfect burn. Didn't go out on us in the break because I set it down for quite a while when I made old fashions and reset, stuff. So real nice, very good.
This has been excellent. I love the Harbinger. I think it's a fabulous liquor. Like I said, it's one of the few that has just so much flavor to it that I really like. Generally, I want a few flavors, not a whole bunch. This one, I'm happy for the bunch. Give me the bunch.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And I think you're right. I think if you got somebody that's primarily a Scotch drinker and they're looking to get into whiskeys, I think this is a perfect candidate.
Yeah, because it's the explosion you expect from a Scotch.
Yep.
Yeah.
That's perfect.
But
they should put that on their website.
For the Scotch drinker who wants a bourbon. Actually, it's not a bourbon. Sorry,
it's not a bourbon. It's whiskey.
For the Scotch drinker who wants a whiskey.
Yep.
Probably not a bad idea.
Throwing it out there. They can credit us.
They're another one we need to go to and do an interview with because they're really great. They're close. We love them.
Did you go back to the neat after the old fashioned?
I did.
I like it still.
Oh yeah, and here. Oh, you know what? We didn't even mention this is 115. Doesn't even come off hot.
No.
Oh, but it's got a long finish. That finish sits around forever, and I love it.
It doesn't, but it doesn't. It's not overly hot. It doesn't feel hot when you take it in. The finish isn't hot.
No, not at all.
This ballpark knocked it out.
If you just poured this in a glass and said, "What proof do you think this is?" and I didn't do a swirl test or didn't mess around with it, right? I would go 90. I would guess 90.
90, 95, somewhere around there.
I would even go as high as maybe 100, but I would never guess 115. Never. It's not that hot.
But I think I don't know. It's got so many flavors, so much flavor to it that I think you kind of skip over what might even be hot.
Yeah. No. It's not even going to come off hot.
Across.
Ooh,
great.
You know what though? We failed to do a dilution. I'm going to get a little touch and do some dilution. I want to see how the flavors change. Why did I not do that before? You know, I know why.
Because you were enjoying it too much.
Because I enjoyed it. It's just the way it was.
It was just perfect.
All right. I got a little something. I'm going to do a little action.
Do it. Do it.
All right. Just a touch. Let me get a little.
Not too much. Don't get too shaky.
Thanks. All right. More than a couple drops, but not so much.
And?
Got more vanilla, and it's hotter. Let me try a little bit more.
Do it a little bit more, that hot will probably go away.
Depends on how much you do, right?
Yep.
Oh, wow. Okay. It's still really hot. But different flavors come out. So it's even a little more vanilla.
Okay.
Nah, it's too hot. Now it comes off really hot. That's weird. When you dilute it, it comes off hotter. Yeah, it's really bizarre. Yeah.
So maybe it is that the bold flavors that are in this kind of hide some of that hotness.
Yeah, and the thing that's funny is a lot of the depth disappeared, and it's just really vanilla now.
So they did right, bottling it at this proof.
Okay. This last dilution, though...
Oh, that's light.
Yeah, I diluted it pretty good. Tough to say from the legs.
80.
It might be down to 80 now. Mm-hmm. Nah, they bottled this at 115 for a reason. That's its best point. It did not get any better diluted. It is destined to be at 115. It's perfect right where it is. Don't dilute it. It comes off hotter.
Stick a little bit in there and refresh your.
You know what? I'm gonna go super dilute and see if because a lot of tasters taste things at 60 because they get more flavors. Yeah, I overdid it. No.
Now it's just flavored water. Oh, okay.
Yeah. No. Overdid it. Messed that up.
Where's my other end?
No, this is supposed to be drunk at 1:15. They nailed it. They knew where it was supposed to be. It's not a coincidence at 1:15. It's brilliant at 1:15. Doing a serial dilution to go to where you like it, it's not going to work. It just gets hot, and the brilliant flavors disappear, and you just get vanilla.
Not worth doing. Keep it at the 1:15.
Yep.
So I took off the band.
Yeah, I'm about to do that as well.
Tech support.
Ah.
So I took off the band, and it was kind of hard to tell right up front. I didn't poke at it because I wanted to see when I took it off. But it is 2 bands.
Yeah, it's 2-piece band.
So you got the almost normal Padron style band, and then the underband, which the normal band, the normal band covers about half of it. Is nice. It's got it's hard to tell, but it's got, Padron embossed on it and some other stuff. Pretty nice.
All right, well, let's talk about Jonathan. He's the head distiller. Born in El Paso, raised in West Texas. From an early age, his parents instilled the importance of hard work. And I think my parents did that too. I'm a worker. I'm a worker bee. So he put his engineering degrees, I guess biotech engineering, to work as the head distiller and maturation operation. He has a wife, Jessica, and 2 children, Danica and Granger. Nice. Now, if people don't know, people don't buy parts. You go to a store like, you want to do construction, you want to do stuff, you go to Home Depot, you go to Lowe's, if you want base level parts, there's a store called Granger.
Yes.
This
something like
book,
65 or 35 or 65,000 parts in inventory.
Yeah, this book reminds you of the Sears catalog from 1920.
Yeah.
They have everything at Granger.
It's the dream book of parts.
I appreciate him as an engineer naming a child Granger, and I appreciate his wife for agreeing to it.
Amen.
Yeah.
Here's to you.
So Jonathan studied industrial engineering at Texas Tech in Lubbock, in case you didn't know where Texas Tech was. And he got his biomedical engineering degree at SLU, St. Louis University.
Oh, look at that.
Yeah, that's where I got my bachelor's and master's in chemistry. So kudos to you, John.
John.
Robert, his title is General Gladhander. I love that. That's a great. So here's what's funny. Both these guys were, Texans, born and raised West Texas.
They're not they are.
But yeah,
You always are.
It's in the past. But Robert also got a degree from St. Louis U. So he got, he's a graduate of Austin College and St. Louis University Law. So he's got his law degree at SLU, which, by the way, good place to get a law degree. SLU is known for their law degrees. After completing law degree, he realized he didn't like law, and he liked whiskey. So I'm with him on that. I don't like law that much, but I love whiskey. With his brother, he spent 2 years traveling, just like they described earlier, traveling around, and then opened his store in Denison. He's currently a member of the Texas Whiskey Association Board of Directors.
Yep.
That's nice. And he spends his spare time playing Nintendo Switch, cooking, and hanging out with his wife. I love that. And they wrapped it up with, he loves driving practical sedans. So I assume he owns an Avalon, like I used to, because that is the most awesome sedan ever.
Practical sedan.
I want to ask him which sedan he owns. I hope to God it's not a what's that Ford that begins with a T? The
Taurus.
Taurus. Hope he doesn't own a Taurus. But that
sings the praises of Texas whiskey.
To be
wherever
fair,
he
the
goes.
Taurus is probably the most practical. If I were to guess, he owns a Taurus. Okay, but the Avalon is the better of the sedans, and it's very practical.
You really enjoyed your Avalon.
Oh, I loved my Avalon. God rest its soul.
Yes, past tense.
Mm-hmm.
Very past tense.
Oh yeah, it was so total.
It was drivable.
See previous episodes. It was drivable, but its repair costs were well above its value, even in today's market, which is saying something.
Mm-hmm.
Such a shame. Such a beautiful car, snuffed out before its prime. Its prime. It didn't even reach its prime.
Before its legs were really stretched.
Ugh.
Before its mileage was even tested.
Such a shame. It was totaled at 60 and some
Does
some
your
change.
heart sink a little bit every time you talk about it?
Yeah, let's change the subject. 67,000 miles. Subject change. And now for something completely different for our Monty Python fans.
Non sequitur.
This has been a very nice combination. Unfortunately, not a primo pairing.
No, I
But I
wouldn't put it in
loved
that
that
category.
the Harbinger boosted the Padron just a little. For me.
Yep. No, it did for me as well. Probably not to the degree at which it did for you. But I definitely like it better taking a sip of the Harbinger and then drawing on the cigar. And actually, I like letting it sit for the Harbinger sit for.
It's
just
got a long
moment.
finish, so you can.
And then it's really, really nice.
It's wonderful, and there's still a little coating the cigar leaves, even with the whiskey. So the whiskey doesn't even completely clear it out, like a lot of the really sweet rums will do. Right?
Oh yeah.
It's such a good balance between the two. The balance between the liquor and cigar is brilliant.
The amount of flavor in the Harbinger, I think might lend itself to a different variety of cigars and go really, really well. Just because of the different flavors you get out of it.
Yeah.
So
I think I'd still want it to be a medium to bold, because I think it would overpower a mild cigar.
yeah, probably.
But I think it goes
yeah.
really great with a medium, and it might contrast a bold really well. Maybe contrast, not the right word. Complement a bold really well. It's not going to clear out the entire residual you get from the cigar, so might go well with a bold. We probably should pair it up with a bolder cigar in the future again.
We should do that.
Because I would not regret drinking this again.
Not at all.
So that's where I'd go. Oh man. So we're approaching the final third of this cigar.
Yeah, I think what we need to do is we need to end the show, and we need to finish the final third on the back porch.
I'm totally on par with that. I can do that.
So give us. We already kind of talked about final thoughts, but this is a really good pairing. Like I said, I think the Harbinger will pair with a lot of cigars.
I think it
a lot
will
of
too.
different cigars. I think the really big surprise in all of this is the old fashioned.
I agree.
Yeah, it was just so great. The Harbinger stood out, but yet made such a very excellent old fashioned.
You know, the $32, other Padrones are cheaper and pretty much just as good. If you want that cigar that reminds you of a Cuban, this might be a cheaper way to get there. the Harbinger paired up really great with it. Unfortunately, not a primo pairing, but it definitely accentuated the cigar, which is awesome because it was an expensive cigar. The Ironroot is such a great purchase and such a great liquor. I think it will pair well with cigars in the future, and we will do it. And there you have that.
There you go. I feel better.
Hell yeah.